Hello, welcome to Hope for Flint. I'm your host, Kristen Wolisnovich, here with my gorgeous, beautiful co-host, Lisa Metropolis.
Thank you, Kristen. It's always so great to be back in the hot seat with you. It is.
Well, great color. You brought it today. You brought
Thank
some
you.
great color. I brought some 80s. You know, I brought some solid gold backup dancer look.
I love it.
I was going
I
for
love it.
that.
Yep.
And you know, Hope for Flint, we are so passionate about this city. And in the hot seat, you know, we're passionate about Flint, but we're also passionate about handsome men, right? Lisa, we love them.
Absolutely.
You know, we like women. We're a girl's girl, you and I.
We are.
But we brought it today.
We love
in the hot seat.
Our handsome men, our handsome Flint folk.
Emphasis on hot. Brandon Corder, creator, CEO of Beats and Beers. Hello, sir.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Hey, Brandon, how are you?
Good.
Good.
Well, Beats and Beers, baby, that thing has been just blowing up exponentially like nothing you've seen before. Tell us a little bit about your company.
So we travel around. We do different shows, events, and festivals. Our most popular thing, or our flagship show, as I would call it, is Beats and Beers Festival, which we started in 2015, and we do it during South by Southwest Festival in Austin, Texas.
Okay.
So it's like our most popular thing. We just completed our 5th year of that.
It's like your signature flagship concert.
Yeah. It's like my baby.
And you draw on some numbers. What are you looking at
And
attendance-wise?
artists.
Well,
Yeah.
all of the above,
Yeah.
right?
So numbers wise,
Okay.
like we do for Beats and Beers Festival, we do like around it's like probably 20,000 people who RSVP. So we do that, and that's what we do yearly.
I think what's so exciting about you is you are now a national company, but you're from Flint, baby, right?
Yeah,
and
definitely.
you live here, correct?
Definitely. I'm here in between travels.
Yeah, but this is
Home
your
base.
home, your
Yeah,
community.
definitely.
This is your home
Definitely.
base. This is where you come back to rest, to do everything you need
Re-energize.
to do. Right.
Definitely, and have a lot of things going on in Flint, so it just makes sense.
So, have you always been in this industry? What inspires you? Tell us a little
Yeah,
bit about your
so,
background. Where'd you grow up at? Obviously, the city. What school you go to?
Yeah, I grew up on the north side of Flint. Actually, I stayed on the south side till I was around maybe like 12 or so, and then we moved to the north side.
Brandon, I'm a product of North Side, Northwestern Wildcats. High five. So
Really?
I'm feeling you.
Okay, I went to Southwestern.
Okay, we'll still be friends. It's totally fine. So then you grow up in the city, you go to the schools here in the city. Have you always had that music, that inspiration?
Yeah,
not
music
the
was
musical side?
always like my thing. Like even as far back as I can remember, like that's what I was watching or studying on TV. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do in music, but it was always like a thing of interest to me. And music producing is kind of the lane that I end up choosing to go in.
How old were you?
I got my first keyboard at 12, so.
Wow. So you were a producer. You were producing music
Yes.
for other artists.
Yes.
And then you decided in 2015 this came to fruition. This concert came to fruition.
Well, let's back up a little bit. So before
Lisa,
20,
right?
Yeah.
We're like in 1980 right now,
Right.
baby.
Wait,
ahead.
I was born in '85,
Oh,
so
sorry.
I wasn't.
Me too. Just
Yeah.
kidding. Go ahead.
So we're not in 1980, but no. Yeah. So just working on music, doing music for different friends
Okay.
around the
Creating beats.
area.
Yes.
And so at this time, music producer was just, my title. But I always had a thing for like marketing and just a whole branding
You
aspect.
love the whole side of it. You love the industry itself. Who were
Yeah.
some of your inspirations growing up?
Jay-Z.
Right.
I'm gonna just stop it right there.
Right there,
like
baby.
my-
That's-
that's my
you don't need to go-
ultimate, like inspiration.
You don't need to go
So,
further.
but yeah, so growing up, producing music, and I ended up producing for a lot of different like artists and doing like some different scores with like VH1, MTV, and a lot of those things. But in the process of that, like I was attending South by Southwest music festival, one of the biggest music festivals in the world, and always had this vision of doing my own event there.
I was going to say you were a student, so you were
Yeah.
you were attending this and you were learning and you were
Yeah,
drinking
because
it
I
in.
was attending
took
it
it in.
as a music producer. Now we had done like, we had won like these contests with like Vibe magazine and McDonald's, and we had done all this stuff as a
Producers.
producer. And no, I just felt like this was
Your calling.
yeah, the next lane for me.
Lisa.
Yes.
I mean, you have a music background. It's a really cool vibe. This
I
is what I
do.
love.
Yeah.
Real quickly, what I love about Brandon too is his vibe is so smooth, and what people don't know is in meeting you and having just met you and getting to know you, you move mountains. You have a really big following, and there's something pretty special and a vibe about it. But Lisa, you have a music background too, so this is like your
Yeah,
language.
Lisa,
This
let's
is
hear-
your
let's
language.
hear about your
This
music
is your
background.
love language.
Oh, it kind of is. It kind of is one of my love languages. So definitely a special place in my heart for music producers, people that produce something that everybody can get into all over. That the masses, when the masses want something that
There's
you're
something.
producing, musically. It's beyond. That's why Amazon, that's why Apple, that's why they invest their billions into music.
Exactly.
So music really it does change the world. And so, being a music producer, the kind of music you produce. Now, I had asked you prior to this, before the show, I said, what is your take, when you do, starting in 2015,
What is some of your music? Yeah,
the
your
music
industry.
that
What is your
you
vibe?
put out in the concert, and you had said hip hop, but you're open to everything.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
open to everything. I feel like because that's what mostly, I've produced.
Right.
It's just like that's where most of my relationships were that I could pull immediately.
Yep.
But like you said, it transcends across demographic, across socioeconomic, across diverse. But Lisa, too, like with you follow the Grateful Dead. I mean, you have this big passion for
I do.
concerts and travel and events, and
Nice.
that's where that commonality, overlaps
Absolutely.
right there.
Learning something today.
Yes,
Absolutely.
and yeah, your passion, and you have a lot of relationships with some great bands. You too, Lisa.
Sure,
So I'm seeing it
absolutely.
now. I'm a solid gold backup dancer. I mean, I try to be at
I've
some
heard that
karaoke events.
consistently since I've been here, so
Right.
I'm gonna challenge you on
That's
that one.
right. We'll do that. But I think though, Brandon, your drive and ambition, and then also keeping it real for your city within your community, you're bringing back leader and that mentorship, and you are helping a city that is healing right now.
Yeah, I mean, my ultimate goal is to travel around and gather those resources, but ultimately utilize those resources to bring them back here.
Right.
And like I feel like we talk enough about what's happened in Flint or what
Sure.
the issues are, what the problems are, but now it's more so we need to focus on what are we doing to move forward, because we can't just dwell in the past.
You're absolutely right. I think we've identified what's been going on.
Yeah, we know, and I feel like everybody knows. So it's like, what
Now-
do we do now?
Now it's time to act.
And what you said about bringing that, just to kind of piggyback on that a minute ago, to bring that music back home, because so many people it's credible. You can see, the data analysis. I'm a data person also. You can see the data analysis. Music changes lives. It changes
Definitely.
people. So to bring that back home, to move that forward in this community. There's so much opportunity here, and it's so abundant in that field. it's so great to see you doing that and to be one of the pioneers.
Thank you.
Pioneer, someone who hasn't
don't-
blazed that
I'm gonna
trail
win
yet.
you over and woo you like that.
I mean,
She's
it's
speaking
what I
love
do.
language.
It's what I do.
Dang it.
But it's also the absolute truth. So
It
to
is.
be a pioneer in
Right.
now, someone needs to be a pioneer in music, for the kids and the youth of this community. And there's no one better than to spearhead that than you. Absolutely.
Lisa,
Thank
I'm
you,
feeling
guys.
you. Lisa, I just felt you 100%. And
Yeah.
I think you're right, too.
Yeah.
And you hit the nail on the head because maybe from a demographic standpoint, an A-list celebrity or someone, who performs at larger venues may or may not come to the city. But Brandon, like you said, you're out there. You are a brand ambassador for the city,
Right.
forging these relationships, and they're coming into the city, baby, your city,
Right.
to perform where maybe they wouldn't have otherwise, correct?
Exactly. So yeah, that's what it's about, and
Right.
it's also about, I feel like we travel, all the time to go to wherever we're going for entertainment. But what are we providing here for people to travel here? So I'm just all about making Flint more attractive.
And it's, I think, a hybrid, right? It's bringing in the talent, it's forging the relationships, bringing awareness to the city, and then also bringing resources to the city. But I think you also, in saying it's a hybrid, you tap into the talent here because there is so
Definitely.
much
Oh,
talent.
so much. So who are some of the artists that you're currently working with right now?
Great question.
Well, we just did the show with Wale, which is
Wow.
at the Capitol, which was
Right.
actually pretty big because I don't think there's been
No.
a hip hop based show, at least not on that scale. Or I don't know if one that happened, but I know for sure not on that scale.
Any time.
Yeah, since
For a while.
yeah, since not since the reopening for
Absolutely
sure.
not. Right.
So
That was big.
That was big.
yeah.
And then you have an event coming up. What date is that? It's your big barbecue event.
Yeah. So we just, randomly, like my publicist just threw out the name of Beats and Barbecue, and I did what I do, and
Which is magical.
Yeah, which is put things, execute, the ideas.
Get her done. Yes.
And yeah, we have Beats and Barbecue, which is the day before Memorial Day, May 26th, in Brush Park and Brush Alley. So.
Great. What time does it start?
It's from 2 p.m. until 8 p.m.
Open to everyone.
Open to everybody, and it's been a pretty big response so far. And we're gonna have like multiple DJs.
Nice.
We're gonna have some like
Barbecue?
Yeah,
Food?
obviously we're gonna have food, drinks. There'll be a multitude of other things going on too that we'll announce.
It's going to be, TBD, baby.
Right?
Yeah.
No exclusive here, Brandon? That's okay. It's fine.
Yeah, well, actually, we're gonna have. We just confirmed we're doing like some different skateboard
Really?
type of stuff there.
Nice.
So
That's
no, it's gonna be
great.
cool. So it's combining a lot of different like cultures. I feel like I have a duty to combine like different things because I feel like I can sit in a corporate setting, but also I can go interact with whoever else on the flip side of that. So
We call that an aggregator. You can sit in all types of rooms.
yeah,
right,
yeah.
and be
So I
comfortable.
just feel like I have a duty and responsibility to fulfill to bring cultures together.
Well, thank you for that social responsibility.
Thank
That's
you.
wonderful.
Thank you.
for
What about
supporting.
maybe a girl group? What about like a blonde and a brunette?
Yeah.
We can't sing, but we could lip
No,
sync like
I
Milli
definitely
Vanilli.
can sing.
Oh, I can back up
She can
dance.
sing. You can
Back
just
up
back up.
Dance.
Back up.
Kind of like a J Lo without the singing. All lip sync. Cool. We'll talk offline about that.
Cool.
You're welcome, America. Coming soon
Coming
to a
soon.
record, to an 8-track. Hear you. So then, great. So we have the May event, Beats and Beers, and then you have a big July event, and this kind of
Yeah.
ties into bringing big to the city.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely. So I think we started this back in maybe like July last year of just talking about it, and I was approached about working with Kettering because this is their 100th year
Wow.
anniversary.
Right, right.
So I was approached about it, and I think we like finalized it maybe in like December or so. So we've been working ever since
Fast and Furious.
do this big celebration concert festival, Kettering Centennial Fest, July 20th at Atwood, which again nothing has of this magnitude has been done there. So
Wow.
Pretty incredible. And
Yeah.
hearing the names, right? I mean, talking about you were bringing in skateboarding and the DJs and then working with Kettering. I mean, like you said, your work transcends, across everyone.
Yeah, and that's definitely the goal is to just start doing innovative things. Like I said, forward thinking, I feel like is where we need to go. So that's just what I want to do. I mean, I've always thought, in this way, I always felt like I was just like milestones ahead. So I feel like I just have a duty, and I've been chosen to do this.
do that.
High five.
Now, how often
love it.
how often do you travel? Are you in Flint often? People want to reach out to you.
Yeah,
Are you in Flint often, or are you traveling most of the month and then you're just in Flint like a little bit during each month, or how does that work?
No, for now, I mean, I'm here in Flint. I travel at least, I mean, it's at least once a month or so.
Right.
But
It's a good
I'm
question because I know what you're getting at, Lisa. People are going to want a piece of Brandon.
Absolutely.
They want to have access
Yeah,
to
that's-
you. They want to
They're hearing what
Q&A.
you're
They
doing,
want
so they're
you to
gonna wanna-
mentor them. They want
Right.
advice. They want a piece of you.
Yeah, that's that's fine. I'm here often. Even if that even if that changes and I'm here less often, my heart is always here. So I
Yeah,
always
well,
have.
You're accessible.
Yeah.
Wherever
And
you
we're
are.
we're catapulting you to the
That's
critical
what we
masses.
do.
You're
That's
welcome.
what we do,
Exactly.
Brandon.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
But I agree with you, Lisa. I
Yeah.
mean, listen, your vibe is low key. You
Oh,
move
easy.
mountains. You move mountains.
Easy like Sunday morning here. That's what
Yeah, I just love
I'm feeling the
connecting
Holy
people.
I know.
I'm feeling the
feeling
Holy,
the Holy Ghost.
Spirit
Holy
up in
Spirit.
this. Yeah, so, the big event, May, again, mark your calendars, Beats and Beers. Follow Brandon on social, on Insta,
Yes.
everywhere, because I follow you. I'm a big fan. I see
you.
your story. I see you, Brandon Corder. I
Doing
see
big
you
things.
in
I
the
know.
board.
I see. I was surprised. I'm like, oh wait, I didn't even know she followed me. But
Oh no, don't be surprised. I'm gonna tell you,
Nice.
we're a huge advocate for the city, and we're a huge advocate for leaders within the city.
no, I see, and I can appreciate that.
Yeah, it's pretty big, and what you're doing is, it's huge, and it's huge. Like Lisa said, that music heals, and it's a city that needs healing. And again, you brought up a great point. We've identified what's gone on because it's
We
gone on
know
a long
what the
time. We
problems
know.
are. Like, I mean,
Now, what we want to showcase, and this is what our platform's all about, is how we fixing it. Here we are. Brandon Corder's fixing it. He's bringing light, love, energy,
That's
people,
right. All about
empowerment
love.
to
That's
a
right.
city, to the kids, to teachers, to parents, to everyone.
Yeah, so the great thing, I mean, I know we've had, a lot of tragedies,
Right.
but the great thing is that create space to actually create. So there's a lot of room to create a lot of things. We kind of got a chance to paint the picture
Right.
We get to
from
write-
scratch. Yeah.
We get to write the narrative.
And so many youth so many youth coming out of that and having that be inundated as part of their narrative for so long, wherever they go, they need a new narrative.
Exactly.
And they need and they need to be music
hope.
for youth. I know
Exactly.
is especially in this city. It's a really big deal.
So I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it, Lisa.
Yeah.
Brandon Corder is hope for Flint, isn't he?
Oh, you are
He's
hope
top of the
for
list.
Flint.
Thank you, guys.
Hope
Thank
for Flint,
You are
hope for
Flint.
life, hope for everything. So, once again, Beats and Beers one more time on the next date. It's May
26.
26th, the day before Memorial Day. Get to Brush Park, right? Free event,
That's right.
2 p.m. It starts. DJs, bring your skateboard, and we'll help, spread the word about that amazing event. July 20th, Atwood, get ready. Lots of announcements that will be coming from Brandon and his team regarding some pretty amazing artists that will be coming into town to perform for the city. Follow Brandon Corder on Instagram. and across all social platforms because, Lisa, am I wrong? I think it's only the beginning.
It's only the beginning, and you don't want to miss what he's
Only
doing.
the
Brandon
beginning.
Quarter.
He's doing so much.
So we're going to end the interview. I'm going to ask one final question. Lisa will ask one final question. Okay, Brandon Quarter.
Okay.
Here we go. My last question to you is, what is your vision 5 year out for the city and for Beats and Beers? 5 year. That's pretty doable. Go ahead.
I feel like, well, I'll start with the city. Overall, with the city, I just want to see more progressive things happening. I feel like there's so many different ways that we can stimulate the economy, as far as just these different entertainment pieces. And I think we're finally getting to some sort of space to where everybody's kind of curious about how these different entertainment pieces are important to the city's economy. And that's kind of what my vision behind the Wale show was, which it did kind of open, some eyes to oh, well, this is the type of thing that needs to happen more often. And it does, because it can't be a one-off type of
one
thing.
And done.
It
Right.
needs to
It creates some energy, doesn't it? Some movement.
continuously, happen. So my vision is to hopefully have some things in place to where we have these things happening all the time, and we make
Consistency.
Flint more attractive to outsiders, because as I always say, I feel like if we don't have any outsiders coming in, we're just passing a dollar back and forth.
Yeah.
But we need some
Right.
outside dollars to come in and spend money.
And help stimulate this
Yeah.
economy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Thank you. And you are part of
Thank
the
you.
resurgence of the refactor of Flint. And I think, again, it's only the beginning. Go ahead, Lisa.
Do you beatbox?
I do not.
You do not. Okay, so Jay-Z is your biggest influence. What's your favorite Jay-Z beat, and why? Why in your
Favorite-
heart?
Man, that's
Is
a
it,
good
do you have
question.
99 problems, but we aren't one? What is that? What?
Yeah, I got 99
You didn't know how
problems.
impressive I was.
Yeah.
You don't know my Jay-Z skill
My
set.
favorite, I don't know, man. I have so many favorite Jay-Z,
Pick one that really
Song.
sticks out.
That
We're
And
going to
this-
force you.
one that kind of maybe changed a perspective for you.
Sometimes me and Lisa
Little
go,
bit. We
what
do.
makes you do that? What?
Man, why you gonna make me pick a
No, you
a
don't.
beat?
You're not
Because you're a beat man.
right. Lisa, you heard it here. We're giving you
so,
exclusives on Hope for Flint.
I don't know. Jay-Z, okay. Jay-Z has this song. It's called Allure, Allure.
Okay.
All right.
And if you guys haven't heard, see, I'm into more
Lyrical? Lyrics?
no, I mean that too, but I'm into more the B-sides,
Right,
right.
right.
songs,
Okay.
and not just what you hear on the radio.
And that's
so.
exactly what my question was for, because I bet he's gonna say a song that no one.
Yeah. So I'm just I'm just into that stuff, and it's crazy because now it's music just comes out
Yeah.
every hour on the hour,
Right.
but I'm a person who has to really study it and dig into it, so it takes me a little while to really start
That's
digging
great.
something.
That's great.
Good question. Brandon Quarter, creator, CEO, Beats and Beers. That was a good question. Please don't like Lisa more than me.
It's
Please.
inevitable.
She's not going to win. Allure. And, we're going to end because that right there, sometimes you feel the song, sometimes you hear the song, right? There we go. Beats and Beers, baby. Brandon Quarter, check
Thank you
it
guys for
out.
having me.
We
Thank you
adore
so
you.
much.
We
We
can't
do.
wait. We're spending the rest of our life with you. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you, beautiful Lisa Metropolis.
Thank you.
I adore you.
I love you.
Thank you to our viewers and listeners. This has been Hope for Flint.